session is all about these nice little colorful bands that I have in my hand. So these are called mini bands or closed loop resistance bands, and they offer you a lot of options. You can take them when you travel, you can use them at home, they don't take a lot of space, and really, really, really helpful. Okay, so if you look at these bands, and when you first get them from in your box, you'll see that these have different levels of resistance. So this would be like a medium, this would be a medium light, and this would be the light, right? So today's session we will go through all and we'll use most of them wherever possible. And I'd like you to start off with something in the medium range, and then we can move on to this one. Or if it gets harder, please always switch back to the lighter version. So just the general idea of how you which bands to use, where I tend to use the red ones for my leg workouts and lower body, and then halfway especially for my arms I'll use the green one, and then for my overhead shoulder or any of those difficult movements or anything that works the lighter muscles, I do use the lighter resistance. But feel free to use whichever you want, and always be safe when you use these. There's no need to pull and tug on these. They will give you enough resistance that you need for your workout. All right, so today's session we'll cover the lower body and the upper body, right? So let's just start. I'm going to use the green band, and then I'll keep switching here and there as we go forward. So let's start off with warming up our lower body, right? So we've done a little jog, and now we start using these bands. So I'm going to place these bands on my feet here. Okay. Right. Now this is going to work my glutes. Remember, always in any position, we are not arching back, we are not bending forward, not flaring up ribs, none of that. Everything has to be locked nice and tight. The one little cue that I'd like to give you is to try and keep your knees soft, right? When I say knees soft, it's not like a bend like this, but it's soft. Like you can feel a slight bounce. Because if you start tightening up your knees, then it is not going to work the muscles that you need to, and you're just providing it more resistance for no reason. So try and keep your knees soft, right? Not locked out. So you see the difference here. Okay, this is soft and this locked up. Okay, so let's start off, and I'm going to give 4 of each, 2 on the side, 2 on the right, the left side, 2 on the right side, so you get a sense of okay what we are aiming for here. All right, so this band goes mid-foot, right? Everything nice and covered. We start doing band walks, right? So we're going to start here. Now, the one key to remember is to try and keep your feet shoulder width apart. Okay, they're not too wide. And another very important cue is to keep your toes pointed straight, right? You're not twisting and bending anything. Toes pointed straight. And now you start walking side to side. Take your foot up. You start seeing that this area here starts waking up. Okay, make sure you keep your toes, and you're not bending your knee here. Try and avoid bending the knee. It's a soft knee. Okay. You want a little bit more work, bend a little, and you can really see your glutes firing up. Right? So this is the band walk here. The next one that we have on our plate here is the side to side and back to front. So let me do this side to side. Now, the band is going to move up. So we just did the band on midfoot. Now I'm going to take it slightly above my ankles. These are my ankles, slightly above my ankles. Again, same positioning, everything straight, not overarching, not bending, none of that. Nice and locked, slightly above my knees. Slightly above my ankles, straight ahead, feet pointing straight. Now, side to side. Slight bend, side to side. Okay, you can either touch your toes or hover. Okay, hover. It's gonna again wake up this is really good for hip. The first one was waking up your glutes. This one is really good to work your hips and get your hips stronger. Again, going to demo on the other side. Soft knees, bend, think straight, side to side. Right? Okay. The next one is back and forth, back to front. keep everything locked in. You're not overarching, none of that. Everything's nice and straight. Feet still pointing straight. Okay, back, front, back, front. Now in this, you might find a little, if you're bending forward or if you don't have enough stability, always use a wall for support. Like for example, for the side to side, you could use the wall for support. Back to front, same thing. Use the wall for support. Or you really want to make it challenging and have fun, I'm going to switch on the other leg now. Weight on this leg, slight knee bend, back to forth, back to front. I can hover or I can touch my toe on the floor, whichever you want to work. So the next one is going to involve me doing a little bit of sitting and I would call it a sit squat. So let me get this little chair here. Show you what I do. This one, credit goes to my coach. Because at the beginning, I was really having a lot of trouble with my knees and I didn't know what to do. So his workout was really simple. He said, hey, you know what? Watching TV, sit down, get your knee. Now again, the band is now slightly below your knee. Not exactly at the knee, slightly below your knee. So you can see it in this crease here, right? Okay. And okay. So in here, what we do, all we do is we're just gonna sit and pulse. Okay. The goal of this specific workout is to make sure that you don't bend your knees. So a lot of times people bend their knees, right? You don't want that. So you want to make sure that you're bending your knees out. And immediately when you do this, you're activating your glutes, you're activating these muscles here that are ready to take on the load. If you're watching TV, let's keep doing this. Side to side. Right? Okay, so once you've done that, we are going to challenge ourselves a little bit more. We're going to get into a squat. Now you can see the immediate effect is that your knees pull forward. That is the thing you're trying to avoid. Because if you bend your knees towards each other, then you're going to hurt more injuries and you're going to hurt yourself. And worse, you're not working up the right muscles. So want to make sure that when you squat in this case, and this is the whole point of squatting, right? These are strength building exercises for your squat. So if you don't know how to do a squat, start with these bands that allow you, that will train you to position yourself properly. So here, right? Get down into a low squat and you get that. You saw the first movement that I did was almost transitioning from the last one to this one, where I was trying to bend my knee back. Bend my knee out, right? So once I do that, I get into my squat position. I'll actually demo it this way. See, I'm bending my knees out. You don't have to go low if you don't want to. The key here is, and the goal of this exercise is to make you get familiar with the position. So pushing your knee out as you squat. Okay, trying to get wider. Again, knees out. Knees out is the position here. And you can see as you try and work this, your glutes are I'll already feel your glutes waking up. It's not your knees taking the pressure, it is your glutes. The actual muscles are working right now. Okay, and then we transition onto the floor and we do a few glute bridges. So now the band has moved up above my knee, right? Here now, and up. Everything is nice and pelvic tuck. There's the core. Again, same thing. I can do the glute bridges here, or I can stay here and pulse up. When you're doing any of these glute bridge type of exercises, try not to rest your hand here because then it defeats the purpose. You need to be up. Make sure that these actual muscles are working. Again, knees out so that this line works. Okay, so now that we've done the lower body exercises, let's move on to the upper body. moving on to this band. So the key thing here is you're working your upper body right now. Now your lower body is nice and warmed up, working your upper body. Your upper body, make sure you're not slouching. They always say shoulders roll back, but it's not a locked position, right? Let me explain what that means. So the first few exercises that we start off with is just warm up. Okay, so you're gonna hold your band, roll your shoulders backwards, right? Chest up, brace your core, because you don't want to be slouching or any of these other movements. You're working your upper body here. So here. Okay. So let's start with a few band pulses. If you start feeling in your neck or anything, then there's something wrong in the position. Correct immediately. Okay. Now the position of the band. The band is slightly below your hand, right? And it has to be here. Okay. And shoulder width apart. Try and keep it very close to your body. You're not flaring out your arms and doing any of these. Very close to your body. It's just a band. Hold. You start to feel your upper body warm up now. Okay. Now, if you want to make it more exciting, side to side. Now, again, so this is how you start warming up. Next, take it a little higher. If you want to make it more challenging, now this is called a press out. You see me pulling it back and forward. Right, all the time. This width should not change. These elbows should not flare. None of this is happening. It's a real nice tension setup here. Okay, so you could even do the same thing with the side to side once you've done the initial press out. Okay, I'll show you this way. Okay, so that's gonna get all your arms and everything toned and ready to go. Now, another really good thing that I like to use here is to promote the overhead movement, right? So you remember we've done the shoulder raises, everything on the wall. This is going to add a little bit more resistance. So again, imagine I'm facing the wall, right? I'm up right here, shoulders roll back, okay, and I'm going up the wall. Okay, this is how I need to go up and down the wall. I'm not going to go this way because this is wrong. I'm not going to go this way. This is wrong. You've just lost tension. Go up and down. I actually credit my coach a lot for these workouts because he's the one who really got me strong. So thank you, coach, for all the help that you've given me. So yeah, we did the shoulder raises. Now let me demo it on the wall. Same thing. Up. Okay, go as much as you can. Feel the tension. The minute you start losing the tension, stop immediately. Right? Okay, so the last one is I'm gonna get back on the floor. Okay, I can lift my arms up if I want more for more challenge, but I'll just leave it down for this demo. Now again, I am here. Okay, now it's slightly below the wrist. Okay, we take it down there, and now all I'm doing here is my back tight, everything is ready. I'm gonna practice. Actually, let me take it for our starting position, and then we can always go down. Right, so my shoulders roll back. All I'm doing is taking my arm back. You should start feeling some tension and go slow in these these band exercises. Right, there's no speed involved here, just for you to build strength. Okay. Now you could do exactly the same thing. Just gonna change up the band for more resistance. That one's a little light for me. So again, same thing, up. Now what the ground did for me was, because I was flat on the ground, there was no rib flaring. Let me tell you what rib flaring is. Imagine I have this band here and I'm trying to go up. There's a tendency of people to do this rib flaring, and that is not good. right? So all you have to do is roll your shoulders back, get everything nice and tight. Okay, press out, up. This is more controlled and will help your overhead movements. Now, if I want to make it challenging, obviously, I'm going to bring the back down a little bit. The last one that I want to demo here is the wrist mobility exercise. So in this one, just check out. This is very simple. All you have to do is you can be on your fours or you can be in your plank. But this, make sure you spread out your fingers. All you're doing is working your wrist here. You can try to take different positions. I do my arms here if I'm on the ground. So you can see the band is pretty versatile piece of equipment. You have different resistances. Let's say this one is way too easy. You move on to this one. If this one gets too easy, move on to this one. It doesn't cost a lot of money. You can put it in your bag. You're watching TV. You are traveling. These are your friends. Thank you and hope you enjoyed the video.